Welcome.
Hello?
Hello, everyone. I'm live, and I'm happy when you are too, with me in my channel, to hang out, to learn something new about drawing. Hopefully, I can tell you something new, something you don't know yet. We're gonna continue, nevertheless, our painting here, Ryu, in its very own version. Just gonna check if the settings are right. Like so. And we can hit record. And we're good to go. So, there's one thing we haven't been paying attention on yet. And that is his headband, because right now he's just looking like he's wearing... What's wrong? He's wearing just a, what do you call it? This elastic band for his forehead, but actually it's a tightly knotted headband, which is one of his key attributes where you see, oh, that's Ryu. This is red thing. So, for example, let's go. Welcome, Tamarok 007 Pi. It's one thing that is wrapping around his head. But it's already in my chat.
Cool.
Well, I think you know this person. Like so. We are not. I'm happy that you like it. See, and can you hear me well? You can see your comments in the screen. So actually, if even people are writing on Facebook, you can see the comments. So if, for example, a person called Usha is writing on Facebook a comment, then you can see it. With the raps and the changes this band is doing is a little bit confusing. Ja, ich spreche auch Deutsch. Also, wenn jemand auf der Plattform in Facebook was schreibt, dann wirst du das auch sehen können, weil du bist ja auf Twitch. Ich sehe ja, woher du schreibst. Okay. So. Da, da, da. Also, was wir mit dem Bild noch machen werden, natürlich werde ich die Farbe einsetzen. Bis jetzt haben wir nur Hautfarbe. Dann werden wir die Kleidung und so weiter einsetzen, mehr Highlights, mehr Schatten. Und dann haben wir noch die Effekte. Er macht ja so eine Energiekugel mit seinen Händen. Das müssen wir noch ordentlich in Szene setzen. Dann machen wir noch den Hintergrund. Und das soll es dann gewesen sein. Ziehen wir ein bisschen zu eckig. Hier auch. Okay. Das können wir hier vielleicht noch ein bisschen zusammenführen. Weil wenn es sich verjüngt zum Knoten hin, dann sieht es immer besser aus. Okay. Okay. Die Stellen, wo jetzt Sachen überdeckt sind, die muss ich natürlich wieder radieren. Dankeschön. Ich bin auch sehr zufrieden, wie es aktuell ausschaut. Die Muskulatur, der Schatten, der Kernschatten, das wird schon gut aussehen. Und wenn es schon so früh gut ausschaut, mit nur ganz wenigen, sind ja nur zwei Farbtöne und weiß und schwarz, dann ist das schon vielversprechend. So, und dann machen wir hier noch das andere. Hm. Ja, die Energie, die Dynamik fängt das Bild auf. Und das sind unter anderem Sachen, die auch in diesem Kurs beigebracht werden. Was die, was die Technik angeht, wie man sich primär erstmal um die Dynamik im Bild kümmert. Weil zu oft macht man Zeichnungen, die einfach nur steif aussehen. Und da hat man einfach nur von Schritt zu Schritt hat man gehofft, richtig das Bild zu kopieren und dann alles zusammengesetzt, sieht aber super steif aus.
Still the same. Only your friends can see it.
So it's maybe every single time that I have to change it. I will change it. Give me 1 second, it should be there. And now it's public. It's kind of a pain in the ass that it's happening like this, but it's kind of there.
Your hands.
Thanks for letting me know. Okay, good. Ja, danke. Man hat aber nie ausgelernt, wie du weißt. Auch gerade also, wenn es um Anatomie geht oder in unterschiedlichen Positionen, wenn man einen Arm zeichnet, dann muss man wissen, an welcher Stelle ein Muskel sich an den Knochen bindet, damit man weiß, wie man es in dieser Perspektive zu zeichnen hat. Das ist das eine. Und das andere ist, je nachdem, wo die Belastung gerade ist, sieht ein Muskel wiederum anders aus. Now I'm going to switch a little bit to English again because I think I have a rather international audience than the German ones. But when there are many Germans in the chat, and let me know, then I can still continue to talk German. Whatever the audience wants. All right. So now, because this is in the front, this part, so I have to erase what's behind of it. Behind it. That means also that here needs to be a line. Okay. Yes, I understand this. Good job. Good job. At some point, I can do my own emojis actually. So people who are subscribing or who are following this, they have their personal emojis. My brother does this with his streaming. Has its own. Like he is a person who, yeah, might be raging, so he has a raging emoji. I don't know what my emojis will look like. If anybody has ideas, let me know. I can do these emojis by myself. All right. So here, let's make this a little bit more worn out. To get the feeling like it's kind of ripped. Okay. We will change the line weight a little bit because it's a little bit too thin in my opinion. I mean, whatever, let's do it now. Let's do it a little thicker. By the way, here, this line needs to actually attach here. And this at some point lose itself. Like so. Here we're increasing the line weight. The actual outline of that thing is more important. I'm a little warm right now. Okay. Babe, can you actually see who's watching? Because I can't.
Where?
I don't know. Do you have a possibility? Like, do you see on Facebook who actually is watching a stream? I have no idea.
No. Can you? Yeah, you can.
I can? Yeah, probably I'll have to do that.
Facebook, yeah, you can, but I don't know about Twitter or.
Okay. And at the end, when we are finished, I'll make a fast forward video of this and I will post it. The whole development process. Those videos are normally 1 minute long. I'll post them on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, or X, how people call it now. You can rotate the picture the same way you would rotate a sheet of paper to make a curve more fitting to the anatomy of your wrist. Yeah, welcome. You're watching too, Tamara Smee? So many viewers. Your name, your username is awkwardly similar to the other one. Are you related? Ja. Daumen rauf. Einige Leute haben gesagt, sie haben Probleme auf X zu kommentieren. Ich hoffe, dass es jetzt wieder ein bisschen besser klappt. Okay. Manchmal frage ich mich, warum ich nicht direkt mit einer dickeren Stiftspitze mache, bevor ich dann alles mal zweimal machen muss. Kostet ja nur noch mehr Zeit. Okay. So, als nächstes werden wir gleich mal die rote Farbe einsetzen. Übrigens, der chinesische Kalender hat jetzt seinen Jahreswechsel gehabt. Willkommen im neuen chinesischen Jahr. Ich hoffe, ihr wisst auch, welches Tierkreiszeichen dieses Jahr dran ist. Es ist nämlich meins. Mein Geburtstag. Mein Geburtstagstierkreiszeichen. Who knows which Chinese year we are in? What is the animal? It's actually, in my opinion, the best animal you can have because it's not an animal. Okay, so. I think I made a mistake here. Rather like this. I'm erasing a little bit there and here because then it more looks like ripped, more random, torn to pieces. So I'm playing a little bit on these edges with the thickness. It just supports the idea that it's torn. Okay. Setting here. Okay. So, good. Now let's go in with the red color. And let's grab a color actually we already used. I already made a picture of Ryu. Well, that's not the right one. I'm gonna use this one instead. My computer is way quicker now, this time. I don't know why, sometimes it's slower, sometimes it's quicker. Well, it's still shaky to a certain extent. Okay, good. I was just opening these pictures. Ich habe nur diese Bilder rausgeholt, damit ich die Farben kriege. So. Dann jetzt das Stirnband. Ich male ein bisschen über die Grenze, ich kann gleich ganz easy radieren. Kein Problem. So. Sag mal, ist das Verhältnis von der Lautstärke der Stimme zur Musik okay für euch? Das würde mich interessieren.
How come it says 0 viewer on Twitter? I'm watching with
Oh, you are? Oh, good point. I have no idea. Maybe it takes time until it realizes it. Are you... Hmm. Are you there on several platforms? That might be the problem, babe. When it sees that your IP, like your computer, is already there through a different platform, maybe it doesn't count you as another viewer. I don't know. I don't know if...
same on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch.
Yeah. My voice compared to the music is fine? Okay, good. I mean, I have 2 viewers on X, actually.
It says 0.
0?
Yeah.
Maybe you have to update it, I don't know. Zerpe was liking that tweet, so people see it. I just hope that if anybody is on X right now, feel free to chat. If it's just the word test, I want to know if those messages reach me, because they should appear here on the screen. Here's this red headband you can see. And then we can also put in his hair color. I mean, I don't even have to correct that I went overboard here because his hair is on top of the red color. I will put a hair layer in, and I will have to pay attention on the borders again. So we have the light source from two sources actually. It seems like there's right and left. Ah, yeah, exactly. So again, the trick. You have the Ebene 56 right here. Now we want to do the trick again. So you create a new layer. You hold down the Alt key. You hover over this border. This arrow appears. It moves it in. And 57 now is dependent on 56. So now we can paint on it. And it's only painting where there is already the red color. That way it speeds up your painting process by a lot. Look what I did here. This is also the headband. It's just the back side. I forgot about that one. Because we switch back to it, and then we can paint in with an additional layer on top. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Here, this piece is facing down, so it's facing away from the light source. That's why it's not being hit by a light. That's why it's dark. Then this side is also dark. It implies that there is also a certain light source which is coming from down below. I'm gonna just put this also into darker. Hey, Robin. Yes, it looks like it's working. So writing from X is working. How's it going? How are you? How's your weekend? How's your Sunday? We, like me and my colonel, we were not able to join the last Death Hot Dog yesterday because we went to the cinema and we watched Poor Things. I think that's a movie, although like everybody's always so focused, at least I think that is, people are focused on action movies, thrillers, or whatever. It is a comedy and a drama. You might call it a dramedy, and it's really good. It's really good and entertaining, and a lot of laughs there. So I do recommend it. I really do recommend it. I don't know. I don't like how this is looking, so I'm gonna get rid of this shadow. Doesn't really make sense. We're gonna work with that later. Who's this character? I'm good, thank you. This is one more of the Board Cats NFT. So, I don't know if you played Street Fighter 2, but one of the main characters there is Ryu. He is like wearing a karate outfit. I learned that it's called a gi. Another interesting knowledge for Death Hot Dog. And he is yeah, karate fighter, and I tried to, because I made already one picture with Joel Cat's face. I tried to implement a few traits like the bigger face, the wider chin, because Ryu's face is rather slim. So it's kind of a Joel Catsy like face putting on the rest of Ryu. So it started out like this. Wait. Because I always make like the first picture, like a close up. This is Joel Katz as Ryu, you know? I hope like regarding the lips and eyes, there are some treats which go into the Joel Katz direction, and then I'm making him here in the fighting stance. That's the idea. And he's holding his hands like that, so he's kind of charging his energy shot attack, whatever. It's called Hadouken in the game. So yeah, that will be also fun to draw in Photoshop because you have some possibilities here to like paint something that looks and feels like energy, you know? Okay, so let's go to his hair. His hair is rather a black kind of thing. I'm gonna go because I don't want to make it completely black because then you don't see anything. I'm gonna go a little bit into the bluish direction, but only almost nothing. I'm glad you like it. What have you been doing? What was your weekend like? What did you do? Here, and that's why I didn't have to pay attention on making the red color not passing the border there, because you see now I'm painting the hair, and then my layer of the hair is on top of the red color layer. So I pay attention on borders now, and I just overpaint the excess red. Yeah, I really think that this time I was able to catch the dynamic of the pose. I was using a technique which is called the Robo Bean. You simplify a character into two shapes, like you simplify actually the body mass, like the rib cage and the pelvis. You turn them into squares. You find the relation in which way they are angled towards each other or twisted, you know? And by doing that, you concentrate on the most important things in catching a pose. You will exactly see in the fast forward video how I did this. And this is drawing the Robo Bean, how it's called, how I learned it, is actually a part of gesture drawing. And it looks like drawing stick figures, but the main goal is that you are able within 2 to 5 minutes catch the essential pose, the dynamic of a pose. Oh, you're drawing an NFT? That's cool. What's the topic of it? And are you putting them on XRP Cafe or where do you put them on? Okay, so that's his hair. Now I have to be careful because, as you know, I put the hair layer on top of the red layer. But in this case, in this perspective, the red headband is on top of the hair, right? On the upper corner, the hair was on top of the red. Here, the red is on top of the hair. So I have to be more careful that I don't paint over the red. But that was a simple and easy contour here. It was not zigzag like it is here. So yeah, that worked out well. Good. You're new in drawing cartoons means you are about to start drawing cartoons, or you think what I just explained is because I'm drawing cartoons right now is like a way of drawing cartoons. Because the aspect where I learned this, I'm gonna make a new layer for this, is actually from a teacher of fine arts. So this is how actually humans in general are drawn. So I created a new layer of the red. I could use the old one, but the old one is on top of the skin layer because the headband is on top of the skin, obviously. Here in this case, you have the finger in the front of the red color, actually. So that's why I decided to create a new layer, which is under the skin layer. Okay, that's cool. That's nice. Yeah, really to look at your artworks, and I mean, if you're up for getting some feedback, I'd like to give it to you, like wherever I can help. And of course, I will, to encourage you, always say looks cool and everything, but I really want to give helpful and healthy advice, which helps you to grow, you know? I remember in the past, I was drawing a troll because that wasn't the time when Lord of the Rings came out. There was a troll which was jumping between two stones, and I really enjoyed how it turned out. So I posted it on a platform, and people started putting comments in there. And one comment was learn anatomy. Just that, learn anatomy. And I was like, what a dig. Like say it's cool. And it was such a good advice. I did take it. I did it in the end on my own, way too late. But would I have listened? It was such a worthy advice. Yeah, as long as it's constructive and not flaming, then it's good advice. Sometimes I draw something and I'm so focused, I'm so blind for my picture, and then my wife is coming and telling me like, "Yeah, cool picture, but why is his leg so long?" And then I realize like this is way too big. So that's why sometimes it just helps to take breaks, you know? Like when you already had a session for 3 or 4 hours, then stop, the next day come back to it, look at it, and then it's like jumping into your face sometimes, things you haven't seen because you were sitting there already 3 or 4 hours. So he has these cool bandages, right? Which are like white or gray or whatever. And then he has his red gloves here. And we already drew in the phase which I call shadow mapping, the core shadows, which help us easily to put in the darker tones. So let's clean up the contours here. Here, the skin too. Right. And then let's switch the color to the darker parts. And actually, wait a second. I need to find out. What is that weird music? Driving me nuts. Uh, Let me search for something. Streaming music, like this. All right. That will be like reflected light rather. Was that the darker part? Like in my opinion, since the light source is like right there, the upper side, they should be dark. Hmm. Beginner mistake. New layer. Move it in. So it's dependent, and now I can really paint and fast, way faster. There you go. Then this corner here is also facing away. It actually looks like the shining bowl he is generating is lighting it up from below, and that's why this part of the hand look dark. Like so. Okay. Yeah, that increases the dramatic. I also didn't paint. I didn't do any shadow mapping on his other hand. Here too. Simple first. Like so. There's the shadow. Let's do some shadow mapping. It's complete black. Oh, there. This is lit up. Here you go. This line doesn't make any sense because you are not able to see that because from there the fingers are coming out. So this is the darker line, this is the darker line. And then you'll have this should be bigger. His thumb has to be bigger. It's going all the way up here. So and then we have another layer which is kind of shaped like this. We need to correct this area a little bit. It's kind of the front plane. Okay, now we can go back to shadow mapping. Where are the core shadows? I can explain the term of core shadows again. It's actually, can make it even like a zigzaggy. Like something I didn't know and I learned through the courses that the shadow is not the darkest, where it's actually the furthest away from the light source. And why that is, this is because you have reflected light. The light source is shining, and then you have normally like other things which are reflecting again. So that leads to the fact that you have actually exactly on that border where you go from the brighter tones to the darker tones, this is where you have the darkest shadow. And this is what you call core shadow. And the lines I'm drawing in right now, they are core shadow lines. Except this one. This is just another line from the glove I need to paint. I need to erase some of the skin color. Now I can go in with more reds. Here's the red. The contour must be black. We're already getting really in the nitty-gritty. What's this layer? There you go. Okay. The red is not everywhere yet. And the skin color is stealing the show here. Okay. All right. So now comes the part. here. Just imagine between his hands is a strong light source. And that will make the left side lit up, on the right side dark. This one will be dark. This side will be dark. It's all facing away. The upper side of that, his boxing glove, will be dark. You can actually, because you can tell his fingers, they will throw shadows, right? So you see these shapes here. This thing too will be dark. One more thing that doesn't make totally sense is this one. This finger. So there, yeah. More dark reds, please. Everything facing away from the light source has to be dark. We didn't even deal with the highlights yet. There will be another layer painting the highlights. And we can also apply something which is called the occlusion shadow. Right. Looking pretty cool. I like it. So let's go a little darker on his hair. Create a new layer, make it dependent on that layer. Pick the color of the hair, go a little bit darker, but still light enough that you can see the black lines you were painting. So where are we gonna paint it? I think since the light source is so strong, this here will be the border. It's already gonna start getting dark. I might even go completely pitch black on the next level, like when I'm further going to the right. And then since you have some, to make the picture interesting, there is a reflected light, and we will do that with more highlights. So all this dark, and then we go one layer deeper. Create a new layer, move it in, go dark. This is like, I don't know if the human eye will distinguish between pitch black and this color. So, and I already know when I'm doing the fast forward video and I'm going to post it, which soundtrack I'm going to use. It will be a remastered version of the Rio stage soundtrack out of the game, which is with a cool picture, cool music that will, I hope that will blow a few people's socks off while they are scrolling through their Twitter feed. All right. You can even emphasize a little bit more the three-dimensionality of the hair when we do some shadow stuff underneath the contours we were drawing. Okay, nice. They actually hear the same, to be honest. This has to be all black. There are some inconsistencies in there where you have a black contour, but you don't follow up with a darker color. I'm gonna correct that to make the whole thing more consistent. And if you're drawing right now too, let me know. I'm curious to know what you're drawing actually. Okay. So Ryu has a black belt, no doubt about it. And that's the next thing we can just block in. Round 1. Fight. Oh. Why did I end up in this color? I want to go here. I actually feel like drinking coffee. I think that will be my third one. To stay hydrated. Six people in the chat. Thanks for hanging out. If you like this, then you didn't yet like or follow, depending on which platform you are. I'm always searching for new followers. Lost people who want to get a home. I'm there. No, you're not lost. You don't need help. There we go. This is his black belt. It's kind of covered by this ripped gi, this his outfit. So, okay. Let's try and do some highlights. After we did that, we can move on and add some other areas with color. I'll be just back in a second because I'll do the coffee. We'll be right here. Yeah, well, there's at least 4. I think it recognizes if you are watching on several platforms. I think the program recognizes you if you're on several platforms. Thank you, love. Yes, I can. Okay. You wanted to do highlights, exactly. Let's go into very bright, almost bluish highlights, okay? because the energy source is blue. So that's what I'm gonna try and do. If I don't get the feeling that the blue color is helping here, then I will try something different. This is the highlight. Highlight actually should be a little bit thinner, because a highlight is where the light is hitting the surface at a point which is directly reflected into your eye. So there can't be that much space where this is happening. Here. There. So this is exactly where the light his lower lip is also hit by that. By the light. His nose is hit. His left side of the face. It's kind of a reflection of the highlight. Man, perfect. Can draw, I'm getting my coffee here. Sounds like a perfect Sunday. This area where the nose is kind of going to the cheekbone can also be a good surface for reflection. One side of his eye is kind of facing towards. But even I think that this one here might reflect it a little bit. I forgot something actually. There is something I forgot. Like he looks very stressed. But this line must follow. Like so. Okay, that looks good. Make it even more three-dimensional in this direction. Okay, and now we can make more reflections, more highlights. One idea might even be where the highlights are to get rid of the outline. That will give a strong impression. So Joel Katz has dark eye color. I think it's brown, right? So let's give him brown eye color. That. On top we can go with black. And on top of that we can go with the highlight color. Yeah, that's good. Maybe I can give his eye a little bit more 3D effect by shading it into something gray-like. Like so, okay. Good. Now let's go make his glove and give it another highlight. Like an almost white red. Here, this part is also white. White. This is exactly where it starts to shift. I actually don't understand why there is a red color. Ah, because it's on the skin? Which doesn't make any sense. So you're gonna erase that one. Then let's go back to the normal red color. Like so. The light can't go all the way up. Since it's covered by its own fingers. So here on the lower side you also have some highlights. Because it's a little bit facing the energy source. Okay. We can actually put some on that side. Because it seems like the energy ball in the middle is kinda shedding a little bit of light also on the front side. So you have some highlights on these sides. Here too. Giving more the impression of 3D in this area, yeah. There you go. Who are the Street Fighter players here? Who knows Ryu? Who played Ryu in Street Fighter? Who was I playing? I normally play the rather fast guys. I played, yeah, I was less playing Street Fighter, maybe I was more playing Dead or Alive, Tekken. In Tekken I was playing Hwoarang. I like playing Hwoarang. In Dead or Alive I was playing Jet Li. He was he was fighting a style which is called Jeet Kune Do, which is the Bruce Lee style, like this jumping around and shouting in a high-pitched voice. We also had ninjas there. What beat 'em up was I playing? Besides Tekken and Dead or Alive. Damn it! I think I'm forgetting about an important one. Not Virtua Fighter for sure. I wasn't a fan of that. Oh yeah, in Tekken I like playing also the Capoeira guy. He was like the secret weapon. You could just press any button and he was always combining it to something, to a long combo. Eddie Gordo. At some point there's just so many light sources here that people might get confused. But having a light source and having a reflected light makes the picture interesting. It doesn't have to be always 100% physically correct, you know. There you go. Okay. I think now it's time to go in with actual, let's start with the gray. for the ghee. Let's start with a middle gray, and then we will work our way to the darker areas and also to the lighter areas. Let's start with this one. And I'll just have to cover a big area here. We will use highlights and everything else later. The thing that we already did some shadow mapping is very convenient. And I have to connect his leg to the border of the picture. Doesn't want to give the impression that I avoid drawing feet. Then here, that's all the ghee. Huge area. Since we were very careful with the other layers and we're painting now on the layer underneath, it saves us time to fill this area out. Look how fast I can be. And now I just have to go in and correct a few things. I will make these bandages on a separate layer. So it's always like you make a few, like a lot of detailed steps. Sometimes the observer of the stream doesn't even see what's happening because it's like so far in the details. And then comes the next step, like blocking in the color. And this is just like within, I don't know, 5 minutes, there's so much color going in. But that only works when you did the preparation before. When you know where, until where this color is allowed to go. You'll see the boundaries. Like so. Here too. Good. Can zoom in a little bit. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Okay. I don't know. I can really lose myself in doing these works. I'm like in trance. Sometimes I don't even, I forgot talking. I don't know. I feel like I forget breathing when I'm doing those things. Okay, here I cross a little bit the edges. Let me get rid of some excess skin, which sounds disgusting, but I'm gonna delete it there. Good. Here too. These areas. All right. Looking very nice. Ah, just seeing something where I didn't correctly catch where this muscle is going, because this is the trapezius muscle, and the trapezius muscle connects actually right here. So I did the curve wrong. Like so. Mhm. Let's clean the gray here a little bit. And on the other side, we can use that one. Then we can also solve this problem. Okay, let's go darker. Because we have shadow mapping, we should be able to add some additional value here quickly. I need the gray color I just used. I create a layer on top and I move it in with the Alt key. Give me the brush. And it's only painting where the gray color is. That's why even when I paint over this white bandage, there's no color actually. There's just the background white. It's still not painting there because there is no gray color underneath. That's why this is so fast. This is a perfect demonstration right now why this technique is saving so much time. The shadow mapping splits the upper plane of the leg apart from the side plane. This again, side plane. I made it very boxy though in this area. I think I didn't do any detail work here. Well, I'm just filling in the color now. I will correct that for sure because the kneecap is not just box. Like so. Actually, since this is the front layer and this turns more and more into the side plane, it can look like this. So there's an indication, you know. So more. Where do we else have dark hidden shadow part of the outfit? That's here. Because that's the inner side of the outfit which is not hit by light. And the more contrast you have, the more obvious mistakes are going to be. Like when I painted the skin tone too far, crossing the boundaries where I should stay inside actually. We have an effect which is surface scattering where the layer which is covering is too thin, so the light is actually going through it and is bouncing around a little bit. But that would be quite a challenge in a cartoon style. For this kind of thing, I think you need soft brushes. I'm gonna erase this part because it actually is skin tone. This is from this angle, you see actually a part of his chest. That's why I'm erasing this. And instead, I'm going in with skin color. Don't worry, we're gonna darken it. We will darken it for sure. Because it's hidden. The highlights are overstepping their boundaries. can go in with a darker skin tone, which is darker because it's covered. And I will even go in certain areas more dark into black because it's shadowed, it's covered so far that actually no light is supposed to get there. At some point it ends up being a back and forth between two layers. I'll pick the darker, and you have to pay attention to pick the right layer for that until your picture is clean. There we are. Good. I think we can use a little bit more of the darks. For example, like here. When you paint it like this, you also give it the impression that you can see the separate muscle fibers. So here too. This is trapezius. It's kind of the fibers go in this direction. Try to do the strokes, the directions where the muscle fibers are going. To get this cool effect of his fibers, muscle fibers. Here we have another one. Nice. I'm gonna go a little bit thinner. Thinner you are, muscle fibers aren't that thick. The more realistic it is, but you have to pay attention that the direction stays the right, because they all are aiming towards their tendon, but they're fanning out towards the middle. Like so. In the middle, I'm just putting like really small ones. Maybe we can erase and make them a little bit thinner. Oops. What happened here? Move back into your place. Okay, good. Yeah, a few details. That was a little bit too much. I'm gonna scale down on it a little bit, not too many. Or thinner, maybe. The fibers are kind of looking like it's going this direction. I can add a little bit. That's not communicating the shape here. I'd rather have it like this. Or I would like to turn it around. Then I can do it from the other side. This feels easier. Okay, good. Where else? Looks like we have fibers here. The fibers definitely would go into the other direction, connecting the elbow to the hand. But I'm using the color now to, like, as cross contour lines to communicate the shape. Like in the other picture I already painted, it helps. It makes the picture more dynamic. It gives some texture because so far all our areas of light and shadow have been pretty clean. It's kind of mirroring the ripped pieces of outfit he's wearing. So here too, because even the arm is facing further away. Okay. We actually have this piece of his shoulder is also, there's no reason why there should be like some light here, at least for now. You know what? I'm gonna do this dark too. until we don't have any highlights there. It's gonna be dark. Okay, let's erase some of the things that shouldn't be there. Here I can now put this one. Now I have to actually pick this color, pick this layer. All right. Here we have more of the darks. This part will be dark because it's facing down. This is facing towards his face, that's why it's dark. Can make this one here dark too. Okay, nice. It's dark. This whole piece actually should be dark. Like so. This part around his neck will be dark too. So let's try and get the biggest areas of shadow in it. His coat, which is waving in the wind. This will get dark. so this looks like it's not dark. Wait, actually I want to make this one dark, this side. It looks like it makes more sense when this is dark, because I view this side as the one which goes a little bit in, and the next line is bulging it out again. Like so. Okay, looking pretty cool so far. Catching the dynamics. So this one also can go like this. So trying to find shapes in that code. Hmm? This should go even further down, picking up this shape. So This one we make dark too. It's getting additional forms here. Jumping around, doing this thing now. This lower side. My back is starting to ache a little. Maybe it's time to get a new chair. Ergonomic chair. I really have to bend for water. Try to sit upright. Otherwise, when you're drawing for years and years, you'll turn into the Hunchback of Notre Dame, I guess. You will paint in candlelight, and when people enter your room where you're painting right now and they just see a hunched person, her hunched silhouette, they will escape right away. Alright, this one, complete dark. Let's finish this coat, at least the dark skin, dark color of it. Turn this whole thing in dark. And I will just create even darker layers. Like so. And on top of that, I will go even darker later. Trying to catch the shape a little bit more. The perspective from where we're looking at it. Right. So now let's go to the basic color. We erase here because there's a hole. We have some more places where we went too far. We have places where we didn't go far enough. It's again that back and forth. Okay. Ooh, dynamic. I'm gonna connect his leg to the lower end of the picture. Like so. Okay. The last move of today will be putting the dark color right in here. You kind of have to find a way to also give the belt another look. Okay. Okay. And that is it. That is it for today. You see a little bit excess skin. It's just jumping in my face, and I can't let it sit there because it's laughing at me. It's on one hand it's here. But that means I have to fill it up. No, that's wrong. This layer. Don't tell me I painted the dark color. What? It's all skin color? That's not good. That is not good. Oh, I picked it. Okay. Let's go back to the skin color. That is gone. And then here on the face. I have to erase these areas so that things make sense again. Red color. Okay. Okay, that's enough for now. We're gonna move on at a later time. Thanks for joining, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with me. Hope you are enjoying this. If you have any tips, let me know. And I wish you a beautiful Sunday